Hello, it's a Sunday again. This is my third reading for the day, and it's getting close to 9 o'clock. After reading this, I will just go to bed. But before I fall asleep, probably I will just do the meditation to handle a persistent math problem. That's the persistent math means the any thought, belief uh, that doesn't go away even though you do the creation handling procedure. So you just do it for a longer time, going through the unknown uh, beliefs until you reach the known belief that was disowned by you. But along the way, you need to direct your focus on the through the unknowns. You don't have to necessarily stop and get rid of all the unknowns. You just go through it, go through them, and until you meet the core. Recently, I mean, for the past 1 year, I traveled to China for three times. Each time I stayed there 6 days, and it was fun. China was good place to visit, primarily because it's an interesting place. They are interesting places, and also the living costs are very cheap compared to those of Korean living. And also, thirdly, you feel that they are of the same people as Koreans, right? In old days, Koreans, Chinese, they look probably we are the same people, right? Japanese, they are a bit different. They have a South Pacific, Polynesian blood, and also at least one third is Korean blood. So they are a bit different. So I respect China, but through the three tours that I made last year, I learned about Chuko, or in Chinese, or international import and export business. And I heard that it's very difficult to get the money out of China, the large amount. For example, you build a successful company in China, but you cannot get the money out of the country into your bank account. That's bullshit, right? In the capitalism, you should be able to invest and recoup your money investment. But if you are prevented from doing that, why go into the enemy territory, right? Why you go into the quicksilver, quicksand, while you could invest money in the hard sand, such as Korea, right? Vietnam is the same. That's what I heard. So let's learn how to get the money out of China. This article is from joinhorizons.com. The author is Antoine Boquin. Sounds like uh, French. The title is What You Need to Know About Moving Money in and Out of China. It was published in 2022, but last updated on July 4th, 2024, Independence Day for Americans. Key takeaways, summarize, right? Summaries. One, China has a very strict anti-money laundering laws, which can make it complicated for individuals who want to send money overseas. Two, for local Chinese people, there is a USD $50,000 annual limit on money transferred outside of mainland China. For foreigners working in China, the limit on funds is based on how much legal taxable income you have received in China. Okay, so you're allowed to send money, but if you are a Chinese, only up to 50,000 US dollars per year can be transferred out of mainland. But if you are foreigners like English teachers working in China, the limit on funds is based on how much legal taxable income you have received in China. 3. International bank transfers are the safest option for sending money between China and another country. However, there are alternative P2P methods for moving money in and out of China. 4. Bringing money into China is relatively simple. Much of the time, you can use your foreign card to withdraw cash at ATMs or arrange international transfers directly to your Chinese bank account with little hassle. But in China, using cards is difficult, mainly because they use the QR code using WeChat, Weixin, or what is that? Alipay, right? You just 扫 your card, 扫 your card, 扫你的 card, 扫卡 in Chinese. Very difficult. Everything is done with a phone, with the app. You can download the app, but to activate the app, you need to have a Chinese bank account. Without Chinese bank account, it's very difficult. And all the transactions, man, is done over the... Of course, you can upload your credit card information, but a bit difficult, right? Transaction fees are involved, transaction fees. Even though you just buy like a 50-cent product, you need to swipe your card there, swipe your app there, touch your phone on the QR code, and it incurs the transaction fee. Introduction. So you need to bring a lot of cash with you. It's much better in China. They are going, I don't know, backwards or forwards in technology, but that's the way it is. China has very strict rules related to taking money in and out of the country. These rules regulate the actions of individuals who are attempting to move money in and out of China. There are different rules for local residents and foreigners. It is vital to stay compliant with these rules to avoid sanctions or other adverse legal consequences. Use of cash in China. Many vendors in China readily accept other forms of payment such as cards and mobile payment. Increasingly across the world, cash is used less and less. It is seen as being riskier, subject to theft and destruction. Although it is illegal for businesses to refuse cash, the use of cash is particularly less used in urban areas in China. No problem, they accept cash. There are also times when technology fails or a small vendor may not be set up to accept other forms of payment when cash must be used. Right. Move money in and out of China, rules and restrictions. There are a variety of reactions regarding the amount of money you can bring into the country, as well as how much you can take out of it. Generally, travelers can take the equivalent of 5,000 US dollars or foreign currency out of the country. They can take local currency of 20,000 RMB in or out of China. The limit, so 20,000 RMB is about 400만 원, right? Same as $5,000. 2만, right? 20, 200, 400만 원. This limit is, it's like $4,000. Double standards, maybe. This limit is applicable to local residents and foreigners. This is the general allowed amount. This is a general allowed amount and does not require any additional action. This amount does not need to be declared with customs. Travelers can sometimes take out more than this designated amount, but this will require additional steps. For cash transactions up to the limit of 10,000 US, you will need a special permit that provides you with permission to bring in or take out the money from the country. A bank issues this permit. If your transaction involves more than 10,000 US dollars, you will need to obtain a special warrant from the State Administration of Foreign Exchange. Customs will examine any declaration record of foreign currency when a person enters China before it authorizes admission to the country. Because these regulations can be complicated, many people rely on service providers of strategic consulting services to help them remain compliant with these rules. There are additional limits if people quickly exit China. Individuals who exit the country twice within 15 days of each other are subject to a cap for foreign currency of USD 1,000. If the traveler leaves China twice in the same day, the cap drops to USD $500. Customs will examine any declaration record of foreign currency when a person enters China before it authorizes admission to the country, right? Usually they would be lenient for people bringing in cash into China, but they are very strict in the, going over the documents of the cash involvement when the people leave China. Limits that apply to cash withdrawals from bank cards. Foreigners must also be aware of rules regarding the move of money in and out of China from their bank accounts, cards. Foreign currency restrictions have become more heightened in recent years, including when a Chinese bank card is used. The State Administration of Foreign Exchange limits the amount of overseas ATM withdrawals at 100,000 RMB per person per year. So that's 100만, 1000만, 2000만. Well, that's good. These restrictions were imposed to prevent the nefarious use of cash, including funding terrorist activity, money laundering, and evading taxes. If a person makes withdrawals that exceed this annual cap, his or her overseas withdrawals can be suspended for the rest of the year and card service could be terminated. This change does not affect the daily limit of withdrawals. Wow. That's not bad. ATMs overseas, when you withdraw money, it's 100,000 RMB. So not bad, not bad. Purchasing currency in China. You may wish to buy currency while in China. However, it is important to know that there are different rules for foreigners and locals. Rules for non-nationals with a work visa. No, non-nationals who have a work visa are permitted to purchase a greater value of foreign currency than tourists. These individuals are permitted to purchase up to $500 US cash in foreign currency each day at the bank. However, in practice, non-nationals who want to purchase cash valued at 5,000 US can only do so 4 to 5 times per month maximum, As of 2022, most banks do not have foreign cash reserves on site. To complete a transaction, they must meet several conditions, including the following. The non-national has a visa that allows him or her to legally work in China. The non-national must provide a documented proof of where their money came from, like working for a Chinese employer. A non-national will also need to bring relevant documents that show their identification and eligibility for the transaction, including the following: valid identification card, passport, list of income issued by the company, tax bill, employment contract. Additionally, there may be further restrictions depending on which country the non-national is traveling to. The destination country may have regulations about how much. I have a phlegm problem in my throat. They say frog in your throat. Maybe lower than the amount that China allows to leave the country. Rules for Chinese nationals. Chinese nationals are subject to a cap of purchasing up to 50,000 US in foreign currency at financial institutions each year. 50,000. In Korea is double that amount. As long as the amount of daily withdrawal is less than 10,000 US, you can finalize this transaction at the local bank. However, if the amount exceeds this amount, the State Administration of Foreign Exchange finalizes the transaction. Performing international transfers in China. Some individuals may prefer to complete an international transfer in or out of China instead of using cash. There are differences for the procedures and regulations regarding local residents and foreigners. International transfer rules for non-nationals. The legal income that a worker has earned in China that is in their account can be transferred overseas without any imposing limitations. Interesting. However, the foreign national will have to provide proof that the source of the money is legal and legally obtained through income in China. International transfer rules for Chinese nationals. Chinese nationals can make an international transfer up to a daily limit of 50,000 US. This transaction can be finalized at the local bank. However, if the transaction exceeds this amount, the Chinese national is required to present proof of current expenditures. Alternative options for transferring money in and out of China. There are also several other ways to move money out of China, although they are not always the safest or most preferred ways. As of this writing, using the methods below are not illegal to use. However, you should always make sure that the money you earn and transfer has been earned legally and in full compliance with tax laws in China and your destination country. 1. Cash. Covered above in detail for the Chinese side, one way to move money in and out of China is by carrying physical cash with you to your destination country. Of course, that, I think typo, right? That comes with a certain amount of risk. It gotta be that, not the. And not everyone would be comfortable carrying large amounts of cash. Yeah. For those, in Korea, it's up to 10,000 US dollars. You can carry cash. So I guess maybe 20,000 or even $1 million, no problem. For those who are comfortable holding large amounts of cash, there are still risks, mostly coming from regulations around how much cash you are permitted to carry by customs regulations. The amount depends on the country. For example, individuals or groups of travelers entering the United States must declare any amount over USD 10,000. Right. In China, same with Korea. In China, any individual carrying more than USD 5,000 worth of foreign currencies or CNY, RMB, renminbi, 20,000 in or out of China must declare that amount to customs. Please check the most up-to-date customs regulations before your departure to ensure smooth travel. In terms of acquiring foreign cash, individuals can do so at a bank. It's better to call ahead to set an appointment for purchasing cash or to purchase it ahead of time using the bank's official app. This will save you time if the bank happens to be out of foreign cash to purchase. 2. Peer-to-peer or P2P platforms. Peer-to-peer money transfer tech solutions have gotten more popular in recent years. While most of the popular Western platforms are banned in China, some are still permitted. 1. PayPal. PayPal is a well-known financial tool for making online payments. While it is not possible to add your Chinese card to your international PayPal account, it is possible to make a Chinese PayPal account with your Chinese bank card. You can then transfer money between your international and Chinese PayPal accounts. Note the fees for using PayPal are high, very high, and there may be additional IRS reporting requirements on the funds you receive if your PayPal account is in the US. 2. Swapsy. Swapsy is a P2P money transfer startup established 2017, developed by international Chinese students in California who wanted an easier, more affordable way to transfer USD CNY for their frequent trips between the two countries. The platform matches you to someone who wants to purchase the currency you want to sell. If you want to buy USD, then you can search the dashboard for a similar amount. After selecting the swap you want to make, you follow the platform instructions. Send the amount in CNY via WeChat or Alipay and receive USD via PayPal or Zelle in your US bank account within 2 business days. The fees for Swapsy are about half that of PayPal, 25% as much for students. For such swapping platforms, always pay attention to the law and follow the guidance of the government where you are based. At the time of writing, there are no laws against Swapsy or similar platforms. However, these platforms are also not encouraged by the national government of China. While we refrain from giving financial advice in our blog, we recommend following all laws in your country of residence with an abundance of caution, right? That's another cliche, with an abundance of caution. So I should use the Swapsy, right? Swapsy. So basically, you download the app and become a member and start using it by designating the amount you want to have in US dollars, right? In the US side. PayPal. U.S. bank account. uh, but basically, you pay someone in China through WeChat or Alipay. So basically, you don't send the money overseas. It's just a domestic transaction, and there's no limit. So that means you can send a lot of money uh, without government interference, unlimited. But you should use the app with abundance of caution. 3. Gold, silver, and precious metals. Gold and precious metals are possible if convenient method for moving money in and out of China. Physical gold can often be purchased in China in jewelry shops or in banks by both locals and foreign nationals. If you import or bring with you any amount of gold to China, be sure to declare it at customs and keep a copy of the receipt and record. While there are no laws on how much gold, silver, and precious metals you can bring into China, there are strict customs rules about how much you are permitted to take out. Having documentation about how much you brought in with you will be essential to getting it out when you choose to leave. If you chose to carry gold, silver, and precious metals out of China with you, pay attention to customs laws. Generally, if your precious metal items are less than 50 grams or 2 ounces, they do not need to be declared. Please check the most up-to-date customs regulations before your departure to ensure smooth travel. Finally, if you do decide to travel with the precious metals, be sure to keep all receipts from those purchases for the exit check. 4. What about cryptocurrency? Cryptocurrency is strictly forbidden in China. This is not a method for moving money in and out of China. But in Korea, it's acceptable. Seek assistance for help understanding move money in and out of China rule. As you can see, the rules related to moving money in and out of China can be complicated and specific to your immigration status and other factors. It is important to remain compliant with these rules to avoid unintended consequences. When you trust your business to Horizons, we can help you with every aspect related to compliance and financial regulations. Contact us today to learn more about how we can help your business. Frequently asked questions: how do I move money out of China? How do I bring money into China? We cover that. So this article is from Horizons. They are professional in money transfer internationally, right? And the author was Anton Boquan. Anton Boquan co-founded Horizons in 2018. He has a proven track record for helping international businesses expand to China and onboard local talents overseas. Antoine's passion for global workforce efficiency has led him to accelerate the growth of over 100 foreign companies in record time. He is a widely experienced French professional specialized in scaling international activities without investing heavily in time or infrastructure. Antoine spent nearly a decade in China providing HR solutions and executing global expansion strategies successfully, growing awareness for PEO. What is PEO? And company incorporation solutions in Asia. LinkedIn author bio, right? So Antoine is French who lived in China more than 10 years. They help the money transfer, not money laundering, but hey, what the heck? You can ask for the illegal route too. Cryptocurrency is out of question, but Swapsy sounds okay, right? PayPal, right? But either way, Chinese government is watching you. Be careful. It's much easier in Korea. You can send $100,000 each year legally, but if you carry the cash with you, it doesn't matter how much you cash carry. They don't scrutinize you. IRS, 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 IRS. Okay, thanks for listening and have a wonderful Sunday. Bye bye.